Hello everyone and welcome to Of Gods and Dragons, an original D&D campaign. Jonan, what the devil's going on?
Alrighty. Welcome back to Of Gods and Dragons, the story of the continent Tabasson and the adventurers that may change its fate. Last time, at the request of an old man who had fled to their camp, our heroes went off to fight a gang of orcs and goblins that had been driven southwards into their path. Using their might and magic, they were able to dispatch them pretty quickly. But during the scuffle, two issues arose that brought about some concern. The first was one of their travelling companions, Marcus' first son, who had an incredible habit of getting himself into trouble, an issue Jean has taken upon himself to try and temper. The second, one of the orcs had been twisted and enhanced by a dark ritual spoken only in rumours, giving rise to the theory that someone has been pushing these orcs across the borders to cause chaos in the other nations. With this sense of foreboding in the back of their minds, the party and the rest of the merchant caravan continued their journey to Lesprit and the Festival of Dawn, which is now only a day away.
Nothing bad's gonna happen.
So, no, it's gonna be fun. Anyway, we're back only at the campsite. You guys have had a long rest, so you're back up to full HP and all spells are all back and everything. And you're told that you will be heading off very soon. So, if anyone has any business they want to tend to, anyone they want to talk to before they head to the festival town, now is the time.
Yeah, so I have a query. Before rest, Lazar would have taken that substance he procured from the orc camp. Were there any ill effects?
Make me a Constitution saving throw.
This sounds like
How many arms did you have before?
Channel does not condone.
Okay, the good news is nothing too terrible happened. The bad news is maybe ingesting random plants in the hopes that they will give you an effect or inhaling them probably wasn't the smartest idea, as you are now feeling very queasy when you wake up. Not quite thrown up yet, but potentially on the verge.
So yeah, Lazar will stumble out of, I imagine, what would be his mage bubble. And yes, survey the scene, doesn't feel like eating. Pretty much like looking around for vendors or anyone doing anything important.
Okay, make me a perception check.
Okay. 13. Unlucky for some.
You look around, all of them seem to be merchants. Some of them are selling fine fabrics, some of them are selling literature. There seems to be some food that appears to be for the supply. And you also see the two new tiefling twins have got a small campfire going, and they are attempting to cook sausages, which unfortunately sets your stomach off again.
Oh boy. Okay, so no one's selling anything. I think I covered this before actually. No one's selling anything like not normal, like not trade supplies.
Nothing that would be out of the ordinary. It doesn't look like any black market stuff is just there.
Fair, okay. Yes. Gonna keep an eye on Maldrath.
I would just like to just sort of cast my eye around, obviously here on a mission, just to see if there's anything that seems a little bit out of the ordinary or anything that would pique Maldrath's curiosity, I guess.
Make me a... say this is a general perception check as well.
That looks like a pamphlet roll.
Yep. To get some better dice.
The Zard was right next to you. It kind of throws you off, and that wasn't bad enough. You take one look around, but there are two things distract you. First, Marcus is doing morning stretches, psyching himself up in a manner as about as subtle as you would expect for him, which is going.
I imagine he's doing it very obnoxiously.
We all know that.
Yeah, he's basically like doing it. I'm just doing this, trying to attract as much attention as possible. Look at this.
Jean, who is ignoring him, would like to make a roll to spar with Pietro. I would like to teach him some stuff.
Okay. I'll say make me a general attack roll with that one. And whilst you're doing that, the other thing that distracts Maldrath is Jermay suddenly, obnoxiously pops up and goes, good morning, brother Maldrath. I trust you slept well under the guidance of Caravan.
I did indeed. And yourself?
Yes. Oh, it was difficult, though. There's just... it'll be good to get back to my old parish, and, yes, pardon me, no, pardon me, brother, I have, one small request. When you get a free moment if you get a free moment on your, mission, in the town of Lesperance, we have a small church dedicated to Caravan. It's on the edges of the town square, just a mere short distance away from the fountain. I believe the mayoral office is nearby. If you could visit me, there's something I want to discuss, and I would very much love to have your input on there.
Well, I'm sure we can find a way to make that happen. Obviously, divine interventions and machinations permitting.
Of course, but I trust that our meeting is a divine machination. I can only hope that Caravan's guiding hand is bringing us all together for this great moment.
Well, that's down to him, really. I just do as I'm bidded, really.
Yes, thank you. But please give my words consideration, brother Maldrath. Please, yes, happy to
Of
prepare the
course,
horses.
if it's a serious matter, then I'm sure we can find a private area to discuss it. If it's a terribly important concern.
He pauses a moment and thinks. It's more it's sort of more a worry about the state of the world, really. Trust me, it'll make more sense when you meet me. In fact, if we want a private location, you can meet me in the bell tower. It's a great place to talk, and it's got a great view of the whole town. Trust me, you'll get to love it.
Well, we'll do our best.
Oh, all right. Oh, I better take care of the horses. Take care, brother. And with that, he begins to run off.
Can I insight check him?
Go ahead.
Can I also say immediately as he leaves, right in Maldrath's ear, Lord Maldrath, I feel a higher power has brought us together. And it was an absolute honor to serve alongside you in that battle. Even as it went. I was wondering, I don't suppose you're busy right now, are you?
I will say, with that insight check, you get the sense that it's more like he's having it is about something like there's.
Am I picking up any sort of sinister?
It's more like he's a second guessing himself. Like it's like there's something he wants like guidance on, or at least you get the feeling that he is nervous about something. You're not quite sure what exactly, but it appears that there's something that's really stressing him out, and it has him a bit more on edge. Like when you first met him, he was like filled with confidence in himself, and now it appears it's kind of like he's like the closer they're getting, the more jitters he appears to have. That's about as far as you can get into the whole analysis before Lazar yells loudly in your ear.
Oh, Lazar, I was just about to have some breakfast. Looking a bit pale. Have you eaten yet?
No, I just have trouble sleeping. I'll be fine when I get to a place I can get something. But never mind about that. Like I said, it is an honor to work with you, especially a man of your position. Tell me, do you often feel you have contact with the divine? I know all of us in a way are touched by the powers, but like literal contact.
In terms of, well, for lack of a better term, face-to-face contact, it's usually out of my control. You know how gods are, they keep to themselves.
Indeed, my My tutor was more skilled in these manners than me. Quite right. I suspect in time, we shall get to know each other, Lord Maldrath, and, perhaps I may ask a prayer with you.
I'm always happy to assist my fellow traveling companions when I can, so that would be my pleasure.
Very good.
I definitely want to incite that.
Sure, go ahead. And Lazar can make a counter deception or persuasion, but okay.
Mother of God!
No, I'm just expecting MVL to roll another 20 as well.
Know his mother's name.
I'm not gonna roll. He definitely has ulterior motives. He almost seems uninterested in yourself, more interested in what he can get out of you.
The old means to an end.
Yeah.
That old chestnut. Well, as long as he's not planning to, like, knife me in the face or something. Like, I mean, you're not planning to knife me in the face, are you?
Me? I don't even have a knife. My spells are far more damaging.
Oh, dear.
And on that new ominous note, Jean, give me an attack roll, and I'll make a separate roll for Pietro.
All right. I'm just going to use my longsword stat block, but he is sparring with his cane. Wow. He's good at this.
Pietro's-
I barely bet
Yeah,
him.
Yeah, you just managed to beat him, but Pietro seems to be getting a lot better these days. Like, he's able to have a fair match of you. Like, you're doing mostly point sparring, but he's managing to draw it up until it's like 4-all. But then you finally manage to pull out an old trick of flashing the blade to catch him on the arm and get the match points. And Pietro sort of winces, but then picks his sword up and goes, there's still no go on it, Commander Jean.
I incline my head and say, I like to think so, if nothing else. Still, you wield the blade worthily, Pietro. You'll hold your station well when the time comes.
Thank you. I just don't want to let everyone down, you know?
Continue.
Want to pull my own weight?
Continue performing like that, and you have nothing to worry about.
Yes. Thank you. I'm just going to see if I can find my canteen, if that's all right.
By all means. Rest, and when you have, we shall tend to the horses. We have quite a day ahead of us.
Yes. It'll be exciting. I think this is the first time I've been to a kind of carnival. Well, there was the one in Valaki, but, you know, that was... I imagine most carnivals are a bit more, cheerful and less forced.
Jean masterfully fights back and wins because the last time he interacted with that carnival, he shot the man running it. He'll fight that wits off, nod, and say, for the most part, yes. I can't rightly claim that my experience in Arcadia was one I'm keen to repeat, but in my experience, most carnivals and celebrations are voluntary, not state policy.
Yes, that was a very unfortunate time, but still, it'd be nice to see one in action. And with your permission, of course, maybe I can see if I can try and get some souvenirs. I mean, the guys back in the Blue Water Inn would definitely. It would be nice to have something to show for them, you know.
Of course. At this point, I think Barovia could do with an effective cultural exchange. And besides, we rarely get opportunities like this, so when we arrive, consider it your due order to have fun.
Thank you, sir. Right. Better go over and see how Cesaro's doing. Take care.
Indeed. You as well.
And for that, he goes off to take care of the warhorse.
Jean is just going to cast a quick glance across the field at Marcus. Not making eye contact, because the last thing he wants to do is give Marcus attention. But in his mind, he's like, that just looks painful. And he's going to just go enjoy his breakfast.
Fair enough. Anything anyone else wants to do while we're here?
Is his arm out and about?
Yes, he is. He's currently tending to his supplies and occasionally glancing back to the two girls to double check how breakfast is coming along.
Has he got a tent somewhere, I'm guessing?
Yeah, he has a tent set up around this direction here, very close to his own car.
To attempt to sneak inside to have a bit of a snoop.
Make me a stealth roll.
Like anyone's gonna see him.
Yeah, it is no problem at all for you to just duck around the cars, hide behind rocks until eventually you are inside the tent. I presume you're going to pop inside and see what you can find?
Yes, bit of an investigation, I'm guessing.
Yep. Okay. You begin your investigation searching around. He seems to have kept most of his business tied up. You can see about the coin patches, but about you've seen a couple of expensive wares. There are a couple of maps and notes made about the place. It appears to be various locations, and you can see that he's made like some scribbles on there, like willing, not interested, makeup around, kind of just small notes dotted about. Make me an intelligence roll. You just sort of consult your own memory of like the different maps and locations, and you realize quickly that these are the locations of different lords about Digaran. Some on the borders of Fiandawa, some on the borders of Arcadia, although with a combination of those two lords, you'll notice that he hasn't actually dipped too far in Arcadia. It's mainly been just towns on the border or fairly close to Lesperit, but never too far. In fact, there seems to be one location on the eastern side of Lesperit that he's actively like made a big circle and started crossing it around. It seems to be like for some reason that's one territory he's choosing to avoid. Aside from that, there's just a couple of chests in the back which appear to be they are jet and black in color with like some little gold decorations around it, but it appears that they are all locked.
I'm after something incriminating, so I'm gonna have to pick the lock.
Okay.
Locked for long.
The lock is of high quality, but you're a professional at this, so you're able to slowly pick through and pick it. The first chest as you open up, it appears to be his like main money stash of gold, and also you notice that it seems to have been compartmentalized. So there's one section where it's just like the gold unsorted into one pile, and then it seems to be split up into some separate piles. And you also notice like little notes in Draconic written next to the money that's been separated out. Do you know Draconic?
Nope.
Okay, so you don't really know what these individual marks are, but you're able to gather from this chest that he's got a large pile of money and he's splitting it up into various piles for whatever reason. With the other two chests, you're going to have to make separate lock picnics to open those up.
Yeah, no worries.
I'm just waiting for
1 second.
Brick to fonz them open.
Hey!
Okay, yeah. You open the second one, it appears to be more gold and some jewels connected in there. It seems to be that he's very meticulous about keeping his money safe and secured. And there's one last chest, which again will require another lockpicking check. And you are just getting more and more confidence and momentum going. They're just slowly unpicking. And you open it up, and it's curious. There is a couple of things. There is some gold, and also it looks like kind of looks like a wing of a pseudo dragon. It's kept there, only preserved, and then on top of that, there appears to be a letter with some what appears to be something in Draconic written next to it. You don't 100% know what any of this means because, again, you can't read it, but it's definitely the most curious out of the things you've seen so far.
Not finding anything too interesting or anything that I can take anyway. I'll attempt to return things as I found them as best I can. And relock the chest.
I will say, yeah, I'll classify this as a stealth roll since you're trying to hide what you're doing. And you do it very successfully, like carefully and slowly, just shutting all the chests one by one. And you even manage to like hit a satisfying click to make sure that they've all been secured. And you even manage to sort of slightly nudge the map back into the exact point it was in before, so it doesn't even look like it's been moved, and quickly sneak back out again.
There was a moment of panic when he was roping in from the top when a sweat bead nearly fell through the laser grid. But other than that,
a complete professional.
Yeah, he didn't sneak in like a skin-tight cat suit and having to do like crazy like acrobatics.
Anything else you'd like to do? Or are you leaving it at that?
Yeah, that'll be it for a minute.
With that, Geldrin, is there anything you'd like to do during this downturn?
I mean, no.
Oh, that's a very ominous note. Okay, I'm going to say that whatever it is you're thinking about, you are umming and ahhing about it for so long until your boss finds you and goes, okay, we're going to need to pack the stuff up and get it ready. And over breakfast, I'll need to go through those slogans with you once more. I need you to remember it by the time we get to Lesper.
Sir, remembering is not really the problem, sir, but I'll do my best.
Certainly can't help. Anyway.
Also, just I prepared the thing where we can, if you make a lot of in the fair, if you make a lot of money, that you can go back home for, you know, the thing, the tree thing.
Yes, excellent. That will definitely make travel a lot smoother. Thank you for that. I keep forgetting about that weird druid travel. That's really useful.
I thought it might be. You know, there's bandits on the road a lot and stuff. Yeah.
Yes, keep up the good work. Now, breakfast, that'll be the next thing. And with his current efficiency, he heads off to make it. As he walks off, as he can continue arming about until that next move, you suddenly hear a voice behind you go, oh, hello, did you sleep well after the battle? You turn up and it's class that I did over you going, you really are a cute this little one, aren't you?
I slept well, thank you. How about you?
I slept really well, thank you. It's always nice to be out of the fresh air. It makes a real difference from eating and stuff, doesn't it? She as you for a moment, then chuckles and sits down next to doing us. You really are funny, you there. I mean, honestly, looking at you, people would think you're like a timid little wallflower, but I also saw you like freeze several goblins instantly and destroy half of them. That's not something anyone shy or weak could do normally.
Well, I've been working on it.
She chuckles and goes, so you're more of a fighter rather than a people person, is what I'm gathering.
Wait, are those the only two options?
No. I'm curious. I just like meeting new people. It's very sheltered and isolated where I live. I don't get to talk to people much. That's why I love festivals like this.
Okay, well, where do you live usually?
He sighs. I tend to live fairly remotely in it tends to be the southeast of Diggerand. It's a small shack my family's always had. It's really far out of the way, though. It's pretty much in the wilderness, but having to keep out of sight mostly.
Okay.
How about you? Where do you live?
Oh, I'm studying with Mr. Gallinodel in Will Shelley. It's near the border. It's nice.
Ah, yes, near Findawa. Yeah. What do you study from him?
Goldsmithing.
Ooh, wow. You really are full of surprises, aren't you?
Am I? I'm sorry, I don't mean to be.
Honestly, it's not a bad outfit, young lady. It's a good thing. Honestly, the more crazy and unique people are, the more interesting life is, you know?
Okay.
He smiles and looks back at Alan and goes, well, I can see him staring at us, so I won't keep you, but just take it from me. Life's more interesting if you take risks and just talk to people, you know? They're not as terrifying as you think.
I'll think about that. I mean, you should come look at Galanodel's workmanship if you have time. We will be at the fair. Yes.
Oh, yes, I will definitely do that. I plan to have as much fun at the fair as I can. Anyway, take care.
Run.
Yeah, with a cheerful smile, she hooks off. With that, if there's no other business anyone would like to tend to, the caravan begins to hit the road. You manage to pass through the forest and dig around and back out into the plains, and it's from there you can see, slowly approaching the horizon, there is a small valley with a small bunch of hills on one side and the peaks of the mountains coming across. And between that, you see a river, which, as you cross the river, you find yourself at the town of Spirit. It is not the largest town in the world, but it is definitely a very lively one. Most of you already know that this is, as a lot of border towns have, it tends to be a popular and busy location at the best of times, because a lot of merchants tend to hang around here, and also a lot of people try to take advantage of the fact that technically you're not in either country, so taxes don't apply. So, and as you arrive, you can definitely see that the atmosphere is a lot more exciting than usual. You can see it is like packed with so many different types of people all gathered in to sit there and have fun. There is a parade of people dancing around in colorful masks, decals, and displays of like these images of the sun and other, for lack of a better term, knockoff images of Pelo are like plastered around the town in different locations. You can also see some masks with feathers are pinned in different places, and some people are actually getting in on the app by wearing the football arm masks themselves. And as you early into the town, the caravan begins to break off as they begin to set up their wares, and you slowly cross the bridge out of the main streets and into the square itself.
So eagerly looking forward to this.
Okay, you cross the bridge that neatly divides the southern part of town with the central part of town, and already you can see the caravan starting to break off. You can hear the band cheerfully play in the distance, and it's around here that you see Ali motioning towards you, as he goes, Here, I managed to get us a good spot. I'll need you to come and help me set up. Come.
Hey, keep an eye out, powerful wizard. I've heard tales of a very powerful wizard around these parts, known as Mordenkainen. I wonder if this festival might bring them to it. There could be a lot to learn from them.
Calvin has no idea that he's talking here. Completely blanked.
And as that happens, the alley slowly begins to break off. You can see that class is already intermingling amongst the stalls to see what there is. And you also see Marcus decide to walk up to these group of soldiers going, Hello, my name is Marcus Firstborn. I have a humble request. Take me to the mayor. I have many things to talk to him about. The guards all look through and go, yes, do you have an appointment with him? Appointment? No, good one. No, seriously. I am a very important person and I need to talk to him. Right. Come with me, sir. We can set up a waiting room to see if he has a free moment, although you must understand that he has many things going on. Obviously, you can see the festival But Marcus instantly interrupts him and goes, no. He will make an exception for me. Trust me. So, I don't think I need to be taking orders or escorted by little men like you. If that's all well and good. And goes, actually, you know what? I think you do need to be escorted. Come this way, sir. And him and his friends basically grab the guy and start dragging him off while Marcus is going, there's really no need for this. Trust me, if you give me 1 second. And he starts being dragged away to the other side of town.
Oh, God.
As this is happening, I'm just going to turn to Jean and be like, I'm not actually employed by this caravan, so I have just no responsibility to bail him out, right? Can we all agree that that's not on us?
In my head, I've got na 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 na, hey hey hey, goodbye.
Okay. John will shake his head despairingly and say, I'm a firm believer the consequences know no social class.
And on that note, as Am also walks up to Butler and Greg and go, since we are here, I thank you very much for your services, but seeing as we made it here, our arrangement seems to have come to an end for now. So, as agreed, 100 gold a day, and it was 3 days travel, so here you are, Lazard, 300 gold. And he said, as the Gherkin goes, and for your service, which has been far beyond the Call of Duty we had planned for you originally, 50 gold a day. So here you are, 150 gold, young man. Spend it wisely.
Thank you.
Whilst Lazar is counting the gold in
Right.
front of him, piece by piece, he does look to Maldrath. So, have you heard of this powerful wizard, Mordekainen? Rumors are they are around these parts.
I'm privy to this conversation, right?
Indeed.
We can tell.
Yeah, you're all around.
I'm not
And
really quite
you
sure
can
what to
all hear
say.
As Maldrath stumbles under the sheer power of Lazar, Jean will say, I do not know precisely where he went after the fact, but as it happens, we have had dealings with him.
Oh, right. Of course, you've had dealings with Mordekainen, and I bet he turned into a dinosaur. Good one! You guys! You guys!
He nearly ate me.
That's
I
amazing.
mean, wizards, am I right?
Yes! Yes! You are always right, Maldrath. You are always right. Anyway, I'm going to wander off and try and find something. So, good day.
Something!
If you have need of me, well, I shall appear. Farewell for now.
Now, I have a question for you, Jonan. My responsibility was also to meet the mayor, governor of this place for potentially an
Indeed.
alliance.
I guess
And-
we'll see who you're running into later.
And on that note, as that goes, right, we're going to, in a few minutes, I'll head over to the mayor's office and make sure he's still able to keep our appointment. Thankfully, unlike him, though, I was able to make arrangements in advance, so we should be able to avoid that.
Yes, the gods work in small favors.
All right, I should get that sorted out. Meet me in a few minutes, but don't take too long. Fair enough.
Before he disappears, I would just thank him for allowing me to travel with him and wish him
He's
good
welcome.
fortune.
I wish you good fortune as well, oh cleric, and no thanks needed. After all, it made the trip a lot more fun. And with that, he begins to walk off.
Now, I have 4 things I would like to look
Okay.
for. I would like to look for coffee, flowers, people who deal in special blacksmithing orders, and I would like to visit Keldrin's work stall.
Okay. All of those things are fairly easy to find. This guy over here is selling, amongst other things, fine coffee, which is supposedly fresh from Diganan and the Isles of Kaltirik.
Okay. How much for, say, a pound bag of this?
I would say it would come roughly to 5 gold just because he's selling it as very fancy coffee.
Can I insight the coffee? Is it as fancy as it's advertised?
I got that.
17.
Check out your coffee.
Your
booth.
knowledge of coffee serves you well. The Dig Around coffee, it looks like average coffee that'll be fine. The slightly more expensive Caltiric coffee, it's one of those acquired taste things because it is very, very bitter. Mainly because it's from the island where the Dragonborn mostly congregate, so it's made for people who have a much more stronger taste palate.
Interesting. I know some people who work at a tavern who can maybe figure out a tasteful way to mellow that. I'll buy a pound of each for my personal stores.
Okay, so that is 5 gold overall. The flowers are very easy, as there are some elves over here selling a wide selection of flowers from all over the place. They come to a total of 5 silvers for a bunch.
All right, and specifically, I'm looking for seeds because I'm building a hanging garden out my window, and I need the proper materials for this.
Okay, for the seeds, they're able to sell you some for 2 silvers.
Done and done.
In terms of the blacksmithing, you see a cheerful young woman over here who is selling all different kinds of armor pieces and weapons. What kind of request are you trying to get from her?
It's sort of an odd request because it kind of. Actually, I can ask Panth this. Is there already an enormous holy symbol on the Church of Kellumbor?
There is currently. You do have a set of scales made out of wood and metal on top of the spire at the moment, representing the balance of life and death, but that's so far the only main holy symbol you have in the church's architecture.
Well, there we go.
Okay. And I would know this because he's the one person out of the party that I've been in relatively constant contact with.
Also, you can't miss it. It's right on top of the church, which is made very large and flaming for all to see.
Yeah, across the street from the much smaller Church of Pelor. I'm going to, in that case, knowing that it has at least some symbolism, more is in the works. I would like to special commission a personal holy symbol of platinum scales, and I'm going to enchant this at a later date.
Okay. She looks at you and goes, okay, that. Yeah, that can be done. It'll be interesting, no?
I will sweeten the deal by saying, if it affects your decision-making, I can provide the materials up front, and I offer my pouch of 25 platinum pieces.
She looks at you and goes, okay, yeah, that definitely sweetens the deal. In terms of the actual cost, I will say it will be 25 gold for the smithing, and, where are you asking me to send this to? Barovia? Okay, yeah, that would be 30 gold overall to cover the postage and packing as well.
Of course. That will be no problem. And I will hand over the 30 with a 5 gold tip to a comment of, for trust and good quality.
Thank you very, very much, good sir. Enjoy the festival!
That is the plan. Have a radiant day, young lady.
And...
You forgot to ask him to mark it as a gift. You're going to get destroyed by customs.
And finally, you walk up to the stall where by now Galen has set everything up, and him and Calder are standing boldly in front of this stall, and he's kind of like, okay, stare straight ahead, look at the customers and speak clearly. It's not about you, it's not about them, it's about the product. Have confidence in the product and sell it. Look, here comes the customer right now. You know him, practice with him. Go.
Hello, good sir. Are you interested in maybe some very beautiful keychains that can also go on your sword?
I'm going to... Can I roll a persuasion check to be a calming influence?
Charisma roll, I'll say that is.
Okay. We know each other.
Yeah.
I'm going to offer a polite nod. Jean is not a smiley person, but he is a polite nod person, and he'll say, yes, Yes, of course. Perhaps something slightly different, though. Do you have anything with raven imagery?
Oh, oh, uh, do we? Probably. I have. Okay. She is actually going to vanish behind the cart and pull out a hidden tray from underneath the counter, and she's going to present a little tray that's made of that's these cabochon gems. You know, the ones that where the gem has two colors, and you take away one color, and like the raised image means that it has, yeah, that kind of thing. And it's like an agate type thing, so it's like a raised black bird on like a brownish background. It's not a raven, but it could be. It's totally a raven, sir. Yep.
I do her the favor of not chuckling. It is amusing, but I don't do it to her. And I'll it's just the is it a pendant or
it's just the loose gem with like a holding around it, and it can be made. Basically the thing why it wasn't presented, because it wasn't quite done yet. It was like a to be prepared type deal.
Okay.
So yeah, it can have additions basically. So would you like it as a pendant, sir, or as an amulet, or it's a nice size for like a ring, a sealing ring, or something like that?
I'll consider it and say I believe a brooch would not go amiss.
Absolutely, yes, that can be done in no time at all. So if you have well, no time at all, a little bit of time, but quickly. As this is happening, I just keep shooting offside glances at Caladan.
He is staring at you with deep intensity, which you're not sure if it's good or bad yet, and that's the most terrifying thing of all.
I'll nod and say, well, I expect to be in town for a while at least. I'm willing to pay, of course, for the addition. It is fair work already, and I intend it to be a meaningful gift. And again, trust in good service.
Certainly provide good service here. I promise.
I'll glance from Keldrin to her boss, then back to Keldrin and say, very well. For the pendant itself and the extra work, how much would that run me?
I will say, Alan steps up and goes, yes. With the work that was done until given the size, this would come to you at about, I would say, this comes to you at about 50 gold overall, especially for the nice embroidery.
I'll nod, push a small pouch of 50 gold across the table, and then specifically push a 10 GP tip to Keldrin for good faith, and say, it is done. I shall trust in your handiwork. And if I may, sir, a word of feedback.
He stares at you.
You are lucky to have this one.
Aww.
He nods.
Just completely tomato red.
And as John walks away, he turns to you and in a softer voice than previously, he goes, you did well that time, Keldrin. But just remember two things. Again, it's not about how you do, it's the product. Have faith in your art. That sells on it in itself. Second, he was a moment. You don't have to lie to them, but rather than constantly second guessing yourself, say what you think they want to hear. If they want to see a raven, then that bird is a raven. Understood?
I think so, sir.
Good. Now back at it. Now I'm more customers. And you know what? Just for fun, make me one charisma roll.
He would send me to work on the brooch. This is fine. A charisma roll. A charisma roll. Are you sure that's what you want?
Yeah, I did say a charisma roll.
It's like, you're on the front. It's like, I don't want to be on the front.
You actually do fairly well considering. Your confidence is slowly building. Not by much, but you're still breaking up a bit, but you can manage to explain items to people without running into the back and curling up into a ball, which is good.
It works well as soon as they're interested in the products, but like the getting to get them to, that's just hard.
Thankfully, your boss is able to pick up the slack with that.
But it was basically a cloak pin brooch. Something to kind of go along with the sun pin that I'm now wearing.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to put a lot of effort into this.
And as you're quickly switching back and forth from making those repairs and selling to customers, I believe Jean will be making his way to Azam. So before we settle that, what will the rest of you be doing during this festival?
How did we leave the actual leadership of the town and also Barovia as a whole?
At the moment, it's still the same pretty much as you left it. So, well, the captain of the guard then got promoted to the mayor of Vallaki. So he's currently still in charge at the moment, as it's been only a year. Meanwhile, Ismark, Irina's brother, he's still currently the burgomaster of the village of Barovia. And at the moment, that's all the leadership is currently. I think both you and John will also know that there's currently a debate over if there should be a future king of Barovia, if they should set up some constitution. There's also debate about whether they should remodel Castle Ravenloft into something that could serve as a seat of government, or just burn the whole thing down and forget it ever happened. So it's like you left it with plans to make something else.
Okay, in that case, I will consider myself and John as sort of, I guess, elders, for lack of a better term. It's just so I know going forward, like what's happening. But basically, what Maldrath would like to do is seek out his brother at the temple and find out what's going on with him, and then I'll worry about everything else afterwards. You
find it pretty easy enough. The church is actually right here with two guards outside, making sure there is no funny business. And you walk inside onto the ground floor. You step inside, and it seems to be a fairly modest building. It's kind of similar to your own church, but unfortunately, whereas your church is almost complete but not quite because the building work has only just finished, this church appears to be almost complete but not quite due to disrepair and not be attended to. So there are bits like a few pews that are slowly showing their wear, like the wood has become faded. There's some little cracks in the walls, and there only appears to be one citizen solemnly praying, and the rest are all amongst some acolytes. And as you walk in, one of the monks walks up to you and goes, yes, you must be Maldrath. We are graciously honored for your presence, sir.
I'm happy to be here. I was actually here to meet someone.
Yes, Brother Jermay. He said we should expect you. He is up in the belfry.
Would you care to show me the way?
Of course. And he starts to lead you the way. And we will resolve that in just a moment. In the meantime, Grick and the Tsar, what do you guys do?
Using my knowledge of the thieves' cant, do I notice any symbols around denoting any stalls that would also be selling something a bit underhanded?
Make me an investigation check very quickly. You see that everything here appears to be mostly above board. Looking around, you get the sense that any stores that would be selling black market goods are probably going to be selling it on the fringe edges of town. Round here, it's kind of, if you were to sell illegal stuff here, it would be in full-on broad daylight. So, because this is like one of the most popular spots, and you're within eyes of the mayor's office, which is directly over here, and so every lot of religious centers, it would be asking for trouble, essentially.
I think other than that, then, for the moment, I'm just going to attempt to shadow Jean to his meeting and try not to be seen.
Be a stealth roll.
If I can't get within earsight, then I'm going to have to try and use an invisibility spell.
We'll go with a stealth roll just to see if you can avoid Jean's passive perception. You can do that. You're able to sneak around. of that, like, Jean is usually very alert for these kind of things, but you are far more alert in ducking in and out of people. You know which people can give you cover, when to pause and look interested in some of the bar stalls before carrying on.
He also has
you
no
watch
reason to
as,
suspect the small goblin.
That too. But yeah, both you and Jean approach a small building in the northeastern corner around here. And you see Jean is led by Azam into a small but fairly grand building which serves as the mayor's office. And getting past unseen might be difficult at this point, since the first thing leading into it is a reception counter that's flanked by 2 guards and in a very tight enclosed space. And the woman nearby goes, yes, thank you, Mr. Gaspard, Mr. Azam. Yes, the mayor is expecting you. He plans to make it the last business of the day before getting back to the festival. The signs makes a note and goes, Monsieur Ban? Monsieur Ban? Yes, he's good to you to go. Come in. And as you guys step inside, Grick, given the situation with the front door, it has 2 guards and it's a very narrow way, so the chances of Jean spotting you if you were following him would be higher. However, there are other ways to sneak in. You can see that there is a chimney up above and that's not lit. You also know that there is a large window on this side of the building, which is mostly tinted in glass, but you feel that you might be able to hear something if you train your ears carefully. So, with all that information, how do you plan to try and get an earshot?
I think possibly listening in the window might be the least likely to fail miserably.
Fair enough. In that case, make me first a stealth check with advantage, though I'm pretty sure you don't need it, and the second is a perception check.
I'm just imagining, like, he has his upside down newspaper and he's just, like, leaning against the window.
What? Oh my god, Odin. You didn't even need it.
So, with that, you are able to comfortably lean back against the window, flipping out a tome of Arcadian history, which you just lean back against the window and casually flick back and forth whilst putting your ear close to the window. And as you've done many times before, you're able to just sort of tune everything else out but the conversation through the window, which you hear as Jean and Azam enter inside. And just switching back to Jean real quick. As you step inside, you see that the room is filled with plush carpets and about a very dirty and also very elaborate oak carved desk. You see a much older human man, kind of older with a gruff beard, but still carrying the posture and poise of an old soldier. Looks up and he goes, yes, Hazam, good to see you again, and yes. I can see a resemblance in you, Jean.
I incline my head, pointedly pushing out memories of Duke Gaspard from my mind, and say, yes, I've been told as much before, sir. Knight Commander Jean Duvalier, Order of the Silver Dragon, Barovia Branch.
He chuckles and goes, yes. My name is Master O'Brien. I was a general in the Southern Defense branch of Arcadia, but as you can see, now I'm the mayor of Lespinit. Not the worst gig to have in the world, but I'd be lying if I said my old bones and muscles don't yearn for something more every now and then.
Yes, I would imagine so. It is a difficult life to leave behind. Certainly it has found ways to follow me.
You are one of the lucky ones, then. Also, forgive me for dragging you away from your station. I am an old... I'm getting old, and I prefer the comfort of the things I know. From my experience, politicians and merchants tend to be cut from a similar cloth. They like to speak in exaggerations and hyperbole, telling me that a situation is most dire, action is required, or I can't live without this thing. It's it gets tiring. want to hear an, let's say, grounded assessment from someone who just had to get his hands dirty.
With a respectful nod of my head, I say, I understand. It is a worthy way to spend time away from my station, if it means that I can perhaps touch base with someone outside of our borders. What would you ask of me?
The officer pulls up a chair, starts to do some fancy Arcadian tea, and goes, I guess it would be start with a rough assessment of the situation. First of all, I suppose we better begin with the exact strength of your military. And we cut away from this fascinating political and economic discussion. And with that, Lazar, what are you up to?
Okay, so knowing that the place is not very seedy is bad for Lazar, but I'll do that last in case I end up with our friend that got dragged away. Number one, is there a tailor around?
Yes, I would say this guy over here is selling fantastic clothes and carpet of different types, and is also making offers of commissions. And as he approaches you, going, yes, here we are. Fine $1 silks, and we've even got some fascinating tailor works inspired by the mysterious country of Dokkud. How may I help you, sir?
Oh good, you're very exuberant. Hello, so, yes, don't mind the red robes, by the way. I'm an evocation wizard. No affiliation with the evil red wizard of Fae. Actually, I probably shouldn't have mentioned it, forget about that. Regardless, I would like some new robes. And at this time, I imagine Maldrath is walking off and hasn't made it quite yet. Strikingly similar to that astounding gentleman heading that way. Except with a little bit of the red mage flair to it.
I thought you said you weren't with those red mages. You'd speak of...
Oh, but, you know, it's my gimmick, the red fire, you know, evocation mage. Not evil mage, though. I have never boiled anyone alive in a pot with horrible monsters in it.
No, I understand. It's a branding thing. You've got to maintain your image. The juggler goes, yes, that man there. It's hard to tell. I'm just going to make one roll for fun.
Steal his look.
Oh boy.
Take the black blankets, drape it. You're welcome.
He looks up. Yes. Yes, I think I can see the person you're referring to. He says, you follow his gaze staring at the guard over here. He goes, yes, might be a bit difficult to match the complex armor, but I should be able to make something of it. Like require some fancy commitment.
It's just the robes I'm worried about, the robes he's wearing. But anyway, I see you're on track. So good. Second question. Do you think my hair would look right like his as well? I could dye it. No, too much. You're right, too much. I have other stuff to do. But yes, do that. And do you want anything up front? I don't know. I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna come back, but yes. I tolerate you, thank you. Yes, let's go.
I'm half expecting Lazar to just hold up like a crawdly sort of doodled like image of Maldrath and just like it needs to look like this.
The second thing is there any magical inclined area, like enchanters or preferably like spell slingers, like that might sell scrolls or things like that?
In terms of enchanters, you find there is one guy over here, another elven man who is going, yes, we've got very various enchantments here. We can make your objects glow. We can make them sparkle. We can even make them to dark blood red. All yours.
Hey, I am not a member of the Red Wizards of Fae, okay? I've been over this with a guy over there. Yes, hello.
I wasn't aware that I thought they were on another continent, but okay, sure.
Not an evil wizard. I've told many people this. I don't even have a knife, okay? I wouldn't stab you with it, because I don't have one.
Sir, these were questions I was not asking, but, with that...
But now I'm asking that.
Sir, do you have a knife? I'll have to call the guards.
Well, yes, so I am a wizard, you might be able to tell, and I am capable of enchanting myself, but not significantly powerful enchantments, and it takes a significant amount of time to do so. I'm looking for something in terms of protection. In particular, perhaps some kind of staff that could cast my protection spells from it, and even offer me extra protection. Some kind of staff of defense. Anything along those lines.
He rummages around and he goes, I'm honest, truth be told, I mainly brought most of the clients here tend to be tourists, you see, so I kind of brought all of the sparkly spectacle stuff. Let's see. He rummages through it and he goes, staff of protection enchantments. I don't have one on me, the counter goods, sir, but visit me and my brother. We far to East Arcadia across the border. He writes down an address on a card, hands it to you, and goes, follow this and you'll find us in the town, and if I can get your name, sir, I can make a reservation for that with you. And because you have not stabbed me in the face with a knife, I can even give you a 10 gold discount.
Ah, fantastic. My name is Lazar, and I am a wizard, a spell boy. Yes, wizard boy. Yes, and I need that because I have to remember a lot of spells, and that's a lot of spells to remember, and if I can not do them, if the staff can do them, then I don't have to remember them, and I like to save spell slots.
Yes, that's one thing that spellcasters are always trying to do. Yes, we can definitely help with that.
Alright, thank you very much. I like you much more than the previous person I spoke to. Yes, so, I must go now. Wizard business.
To do.
So the final one is anywhere that sells herbs.
Make
For
me an
medicinal use
investigation.
Alright, investigation.
Unfortunately, nothing sold in this marketplace. You figure you might have to go on the edge of the town. You perk up a little moment when you hear someone saying, spices, we've got various spices. But then you quickly discover, oh no wait, I've fallen for this one before. Those are cooking spices. Not happening again.
Lazar gets a little bit nervous about this because everything he took with him has been exhausted.
That might require an investigation on the edge of town later. Anything else you'd like to do?
Actually, to be fair, he overheard the conversation with Maldrath because he was directly next to him. In fact, alarmingly close. So he's gonna head towards where Maldrath went.
Okay. You enter the church. By this time, you can see Maldrath and a monk being led up a nearby stairway. And you see one of the monks come through and goes, oh, hello there, traveller. How may we help you?
I'm with that guy.
Smooth.
Which guy are you referring to?
The cool guy with the black robes and the awesome hair.
You are a companion of Harold Maldrath.
Yes, that is it.
Make me a persuasion or deception, depending on which you're going for.
I will go with persuasion because I am technically not lying.
I mean, did say only him, but well, maybe if I escort you, that will be enough. And he begrudgingly slowly leads you up the church aisle, and it is now that we can pick up that scene from where we left off, as you're more slowly taking them upstairs, where you walk up like a long spiral staircase before you finally reach the top of the tower, and you can see that it opens up to a stone balcony where Jermay is standing and watching everything going on. And you can see that, like he said, it does lead to a great view that can see most of all the town, or at the very least, all of the square. He looks back and goes, oh, Brother Maldrath, this is indeed. I'm so glad you have arrived. Brother Malcolm, honestly, I told us not to be disturbed. I'm sorry, but this wizard claims to be a companion of Brother Maldrath.
I'm his wizard. Pretend I'm not here.
Maldrath will turn to Lazar and just not really quite know what to say. And then I guess Maldrath will turn to me and be like, are these private matters, should my esteemed colleague wait downstairs?
He something goes, it depends whether or not you trust this fellow.
well, that's the question.
That is a
In that case-
loaded question.
I'll just address Lazar. Friend Lazar, would you mind just giving us a private moment?
Oh, all right. He asked you to trust me. You want? Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right.
I mean, no offense, but
Oh, sure.
matters of
Yeah. Okay.
matters of church. And...
I got lots of wizard stuff to do anyway.
Senpai just told him to get lost.
You are slowly being led down the stairs by the other monk.
I'm
You
just
can make a
imagining like
perception check.
massive puppy eyes as he's just going down the stairs.
Somewhere in the distance, you can hear the Hulk walking away theme. Lazar can make me a perception check if just to see if they can hear anything as they walk down, or if they're just or if they're sulking, basically. Okay, yeah, you are able to. They'll say that you are making the show of walking very, very slowly in order to hear as much as you can before you go too far down the stairs. And
it would
as
be
you,
really funny if he does that and the other two just stare at him and wait.
the monk that's escorting you down is just sort of shuffling quietly. That's maybe I'm being polite, but I really do want you to hurry up.
Wizards do not rush.
And you hear
A wizard is always late.
You hear as Jermay turns and goes, Brother Maldrath, I thank you for this. I thought I could do this alone, but I was thinking I need a companion, someone to keep me strong in this tremendous moment. And for you to hear, it must be fate indeed. For this plan, it could change everything. And as then you look back, and you see underneath the belt, a ominous magic circle, which is lit up a faint glow, has underneath the chat. And that's where we're going to take a quick break.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
Okay, back. So, before we resume the scene, Lazar, make me an Arcana check with disadvantage.
Okay,
The
so
disadvantage being your soul is broken.
yes, I did get a chance to see that magical seal before my heart was ripped out from my chest. Yeah, so I've actually got double proficiency. Oh, it was a 1 and a 20! Oh!
How MDL?
So, with that, I'm going to say
What we're seeing
that as you're
right
being led away, listening to all
now,
this,
Bowser
you're kind of...
This is
Yeah,
what
kind of.
what would have happened if Maldrath had said yes, stay.
Oh man.
You're glimpse
Okay,
into an
so I'm going to write this as you sort walking and going. Oh, no, I see. He's walking me down the stairs. I bet he already knows that circle's a destruction wave spell magnified. Yes, I'm sure he already knows that.
Oh boy.
And as you come to that realization, but still trying to repair your broken heart, Maldrath, you orders Jermay says back and goes, brother, don't use it, and it. People are forgetting the gods. They are just walking by and leaving them to their own devices. And you see it out there, don't you? This was once a holy festival for Pelor, but now it's nothing more than a sham, a place to buy items at exorbitant prices, an excuse to throw on gaudy masks and just spit in the face of Caravan and just assume the death cannot come for them this day. And then, aside from today, all the religious practices are being stopped one by one. There's only a month at best before our own beloved church is closed down. That's why, Robert, I decided to not sink into hopelessness, but take action. You were my inspiration. When I first heard your story, I must admit, my heart was weak back then and I felt nothing but jealousy. I thought, why? Why after 30 years, decades of praying to Caravan have I not heard this voice, and then this unproven acolyte is chosen as his herald? But after much guidance, I realized what I lacked, and you had. You do not pray, simply wait for the gods' blessing. You take action. You change the world. And that's what I plan to do. This circle is connected to ones just like it, all around this town, which we have placed in secret. When the command is given, they will go off all over the city, reducing it to rubble. It will mean that many lives will be lost, but if we can do that, people will remember. They will remember. They will remember Caravan. They will remember that death is a part of life and it can come for anyone. That they must respect the balance.
Maldrath will just interject. Brother Jermay, you're walking a very dark path. I beseech you, please, do not go through with this. You will only serve to harm our cause. This is not the way. Trust me. You can never win people's hearts and minds through destruction like this. This is not what Caravan would want.
Then what would you have me do? Would you have me let these people live their self-indulgence? Oh, brother, surely I thought for sure you would have seen my noble cause. I mean, look at these people. Look at them down below. Do you honestly believe that they are worth saving?
Just respond to him saying, it is not for us to cast judgment on these people. That is Kelemvor's solemn duty. All we can do is show people the way. It's their choice if they want to walk it.
I think good. And you're seriously trusting in the judgment of these misguided fools? Even people like him? He points and, unfortunately, as a glowing neon symbol of proving his point, you see Marcus in the middle of the town square being dragged around by more guards, as more have gathered around to try and tell the man who is much larger than them, just go, sir, will you please just get a reverse to, sir? And Marcus is just like causing as much trouble as possible, going, please, people, please, it's not necessary. Like, okay, enough with the touching. That seriously, enough with the touching. Silence falls over the courtyard, save for a rumble of thunder. Even Jermay is stopped mid-monologue as all of you, even you from the mayor's office, can see from the window, Marcus grabs this soldier by the head and slams him into the pavement with enough force to splatter his head against the ground like an unripe fruit, killing him instantly. A silence falls as everyone as this guy, the guards backing up and drawing weapons. And with that, and Marcus takes a step back, turns to everyone and goes, okay, I was hoping to do this in a subtle and more dignified way, and maybe on a friendlier first impression, but my, you are all so thick. So, new introductions are in order. He pulls out from his shirt an amulet, and he then turns it. And all of you watch as his body begins to slowly warp and twist. His muscles start expanding, and he slowly grows to three times his size. His skin begins to lose all color until it becomes almost like sculpted in marble. And you can see, standing in the middle of the courtyard, this huge hulking giant in the middle of it. He stretches obnoxiously again. He goes, finally back in my old body. Right? Hello, one and all. I am Marcus, and I am an Imperon. Now, I know, none of you know what that is, but it's fine. All you need to know is that I am the next generation of gods. And frankly, I think it's time for a change. I mean, the old gods, they were pretty content to just sit back, observe, and let you carry on with your own devices, just as long as no one too evil was ruling for too long, in which case they would give a gentle nudge, or as long as no one was upsetting the great balance. But frankly, I think that was a stupid idea. I mean, look at you. Look at you. Look at all of you. I mean, all you do is make the same mistakes again, and it's all so freaking tiresome. And the fact that you have such a big ego is attached to it, and on top of all of that, you not only besmirch this world, you take the gods for granted. You've not only forgotten the purpose of this festival here, but you, on top of everything else, you assume that the gods are there to do your bidding. Oh, please, Pellinmore, help me with my kids. I am such a terrible parent. Oh, Cor, please give me power-ups. I'm so terrible at fighting. Well, I'm afraid changes are going to be made. Now, if you could please just get the mayor over here, then... And at that point, one of the guards picks up their spears, having heard the now going, and thrusts forward with all his might at the surprised Marcus, and ding! It bounces harmlessly off his chest as if he had just spiked a wall. He looks down at the spear, then the guard, and goes, see, this is exactly what I was talking about. That did you not just see what I did to him? And you thought to try. Well. And he smashes him into the ground as well. And hit him into the ground. The guards then all grab their weapons in response. They're a bit more cautiously than the other fellow. And Akari goes, well, guess I'm gonna have to start making examples of you all, aren't I? Time to show what happens when you mess with me. And he pulls a large hammer out of nowhere and begins slowly swinging his weapon wildly at the guards who are just desperately trying to back off.
I'm seeing this, right?
Oh yeah, all of you are seeing this.
Okay, I'm going to look at the mayor calmly and say, take cover.
The mess only begins to duck back, also frightened, and as you guys begin to slowly walk out, they suddenly see that one other person rushes up. Class runs towards Marcus up the stairs. I mean, Marcus, stop this! Stop this now! And Marcus looks and goes, You dare challenge to Commander God! And he swings his ball down towards her. And then stops. And you all look on as you see that a light is suddenly glowing in the spot where Class was. And you then notice, as the light grows larger and larger, it forms a clawed limb, which actually grabs the ball and pushes it away. And until the light slowly disappears, and you see a giant brass dragon step on this.
Holy!
Marcus stares at it. There he goes. Well, this should be interesting. In response, Class goes, Burn. Blast a trail of flame directly into his face, unfortunately evaporating this guard in the process and smashing up this fountain something fierce. The two of them begin to tussle with each other back and forth, slashing, swinging, smashing, and as they do so, the ground begins to shake as they continue their tussle. And as you're slowly walking out, John, there's suddenly a flurry of movement behind you as you suddenly hit the net come over and grab you and go, Get the people, the people, get them out. With all truth, get the people out of here. Evacuate. Those two are going to tear apart the town. Move. Back in the monastery, you see that the monks are all starting to move as well until he goes, Brothers, where are you going? The brother, I see reason that there. You can see what's going on out there. No, don't you see? This is destiny. What perfect way to show our power than to kill a false god and a dragon both? Herald Maldrath, now is your final chance. Join me in this great moment, or go to serve Caravan on the other side.
No, this is your final chance. Kelemvor has answered your prayers. This is your chance to become a symbol for these people. Get them to safety. Be something to inspire these people to bring them back to Kelemvor. Be a savior, not a destructor.
With that, everyone roll initiative for me, please. Okay, so with the initiatives rolled, Lazar is going first on nat 20, followed by Grick, followed by all the NPCs and enemies, then Keldred, then Maldrath, and finally Jean. So, with a huge titanic battle going on in the center of town, Lazar, you are up still very near the edge of the bell town.
Oh my goodness, he heard all of that. Rushes up the bell tower?
I will say that you are now in the same place you are on the map, and you can see all the monks there, and they have exchanged philosophies so far, but neither's own sides have been hostile yet.
Oh, Maldrath, why don't you like me? No, wait, no, what do we do? Oh, there's a dragon, there's a huge guy, who do I hit? Genuinely asking.
I mean, oh my god, now I can't speak. Just make sure that spell doesn't go off.
Oh, right.
Pointing at the big circle of destruction or whatever it is.
Really wish I had Dispel Magic. That's going to be one to buy in the magic shop. Okay, so realistically, wouldn't have actually cast Mage Armor because didn't expect this. But from now on, if I don't say it, did it in his morning rituals that last for 8 hours. I think I'm actually just going to have to do an Arcana roll to figure out how to disable it because I don't have Dispel Magic as a spell ready right now.
Alright, it can be an Arcana check.
I have double proficiency.
Okay, you think that if you're able to either engrave new symbols in the circle that will disrupt it, or you can start trying to slowly take away the engraving, although it is going to take time.
Would I know if I destroyed it? Would that remove the spell from existing? Like, if I destroy that space of ground?
It is a tricky thing. I'm going to say, with that high card check, you say there's... Looking at the engraving, there's a chance that enough of it will exist to complete the circle. There's also a chance you could trigger it. So, it's one of those things where you can certainly try it, the results may vary.
Right. Bad news, that's going to take a long time. Yeah! Easiest thing to do would be kill the guy who's going to do it. Or stop him.
With that, we are moving to Grick.
I'm going to make a nice stealth roll and hide underneath something for a moment.
Just listen to the
Go ahead
confidence. He's going to make a nice throw.
Okay, you are very easy to duck on the hours. Thankfully, you are the last thing everyone's paying attention to, and you just disappear amongst the foliage nearby. What else you plan to do from there?
Just keep an eye on everything that's going on for the moment, and that's about it.
With that, we then cut around to them. The two of them are still waiting back and forth. With one who manages to essentially do a body slam on top of Marcus, flying straight back into the fountain and just completely and utterly crushing it into smithereens and just completely destroying that priceless artifact when there's just water and rubble spill everywhere. Interestingly enough, Marcus is taking small amounts of damage but doesn't appear to be bleeding excessively. In fact, he's almost just laughing at it, almost treating it like... He's treated it more like it's a competitive show, like, you fight very well for a beast. And whilst all that is going on, unfortunately, all of these citizens are slowly crushed as you can tell that the two of them are so focused on the battle, anyone who can't get out of the way in time is pretty much dead and meat. And with that, these guys are going to try and dash out of the way. This guy can only... Actually, he's just going to cower against the wall. This guy is going to be brave enough to try and head for the stairs. This guy is sort of nervously hopping around here. And these citizens are all running in panic circles, trying to get far away as possible. And meanwhile, as they do so, Keldrin, you see your boss for the first time since you know him just like completely and utterly shut down. Just go, what? Oh my god. Okay, what?
While Dude has been monologuing, Keldrin was like, I've seen this kind of shit before, and she's just been packing away the stuff and putting it in the strong box, and she's just kind of pushing the strong box to Galadel. This is just like, yes.
Nice.
Like, we're back to this, okay.
Closing sale, all products must go.
Meanwhile, back up in the bell tower, as Lazar, you mentioned dismantle. You hear Jermay go, "No, I cannot permit that." As he does, he goes, "You speak with compassion, brother, but for this doomed world, I shall become a different kind of savior." He is going to cast Guardian of Faith in order to summon a giant spectral armor in the form of Caravan right nearby. As he summons in magic, he goes, "Come, herald, test your might."
Lazar sees what he's doing, and he's going to attempt to cast Counterspell.
Okay, go for it.
Yes, I will have to do a roll. 10 plus the spell's level. Oh no!
You try to stop him, but you're not quite there, and a spectral armor guardian stands there with full might, prepared to strike like at any moment. And he just stares at you. You say, "Come, test your might." Meanwhile, brothers, kill the annoying man with the beard! And these monks start swarming in on you, Lazar.
Uh-oh.
So, these guys, these two are going to swing maces at you.
That's
You
unfortunate.
are looking at.
One of them got a natural one.
They both miss, and one of them just trips and falls to the floor, so you don't take that damage. However, this guy is going to move up here, and is going to cast Guiding Bolt in your direction.
Oh boy. That's definitely a hit. Yes.
Yeah, you take 10 points of radiant damage and begin to glow as the arc lights up in your chest. This guy, meanwhile, is going to step up, and you know what? He's going to use Guiding Bolt as well.
He has advantage, right?
Yeah, 20, another 10 points of
20
radiant
hits,
damage.
and the next attack has advantage if there is one.
Okay. This guy, meanwhile, is going to try and swing a mace at Maldrath. 21.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you take 2 points of bludgeoning damage as he makes a powerful swing, but it barely makes a dent to your armor, so it's like... Ting! And as these priests are beginning to make questionable choices, Maldrath, you're up.
Maldrath is very disappointed that this turn of events has occurred. So he's just going to look Jermay straight in the eye and just say, I pray Kelemvor is kind to you. Blight.
Oh, shit.
Okay. 19.
16 is my
okay. DC. He still takes half the damage, though.
Yes, and I'm just going to roll that.
That's still a pretty nasty hit. He tries to resist it as much as he can, but that blow burns straight through his... causes his skin to cinder older as these dark tendrils cover his body. And even though he's resisted a lot of it, that still did a pretty nasty amount of damage. I'm also going to need you to make a dex saving throw, because you were hostile to this guy and the Guardian, and you're going to have to resist some damage as it shoots a beam of light towards you.
+1 saving throw is not going to matter for that.
You take 20 points of radiant damage as the armor standing next to him shoots a beam of light towards you and hits you square in the chest.
I will use a luck point to see if I can re-roll that. Don't let me down! Oh, well, 9.
Yeah, it was slightly better.
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Sure.
With that, Keldrin, you are up.
I'm pretty sure Keldrin has no idea what's going on at the top of the bell tower. She just sees a gigantic douchebag and a dragon. So she's just gonna do the thing, just finish packing away. She's gonna be like, you should probably try and leave. And then she's gonna cast Fairy Fire on the giant douchebag. He makes me a dex saving throw, please.
Okay. That's gonna be a +5 dex next save. 16.
Shit, that's exactly my DC. He succeeds.
You fling that straight towards him. He just kind of ducks out of the way of it, and then just goes, "Oh, everyone thinks they can take part today, right? Back to the dragon."
I'm going to. I see Jean up there, so I'm just gonna give my master a little push to get him started. And I'm gonna go.
Okay.
That's as far as I can get. That's my turn.
Okay. You might need to make a dex save because that is a slope.
Oh, gosh. All right. Would be hilarious if I just fall flat on my face now.
Don't jinx
I will say
it.
that's enough that you're able to just sort of grab onto the edge and not slip all the way down.
Scramble upwards. All right, that's my turn. Proceed.
Okay. All right, now, Jean, you are up.
Okay, where's Pietro? I am worried.
He is not in this immediate area. He was tending to the horses and also checking out some of the lower markets, so he is safe out of range of here.
Okay, so he's south of here. Good, because I need him to do me the biggest favor he's done in his entire short career. I'm going to look at the guards, calmly draw my sword as if to say, not this shit again, and say to them, glancing in the direction of this flower stall over here, get them out. And I'm going to dash as much as I can, given my physical limitations, and try to get right next to Keldrin's boss with a athletics check down.
Okay, I will say it's probably going to be more like dex, because in theory you could easily just slide down rather than leaping. Or unless you want to do a running jump parkour style.
Yeah, I do want to athletics this, because Sean has lost all of his dex.
Okay, fair enough. In that case, make me an athletics check.
22.
Okay, you are easily able to do a long leap this direction in front of the guy who... He seems to be slightly more elevated thanks to Keldrin's words, but whether or not he can act on them, we'll see when it comes back around to his turn.
I'm going to land here. That's my full 60 feet. I'm going to take him by the shoulder and say, when we get where we're about to go south and seek out my squire next to the horses. Don't mind this. Misty Step.
Okay.
And
Bye.
he and I are going to jump. It's 30 feet this way behind the cover of this stall.
Okay. They're both taking over that way as well. He's now looking very crazed. This might have snapped him out of it, but we shall see. In the meantime, we are now back to the top of the round. Lazar, you are up.
Oh, how do I always end up in this mess? Yeah, Jeremiah, taste my lightning! Ah! And a bolt of lightning shoots out of my fingertips and hits him in his chest, and then 3 more bolts of lightning shoot out of him and into 3 more of these jerks. So let's do chain lightning!
Holy shit!
Boom! DC 17 dexterity save.
Crap!
Okay, so the priests are going to make 2 dex saves, and one cannot catch a break. He's still fallen over, and one of them is hit square in the chest. Meanwhile...
4 targets total, 1 leaps into him, 3 come out, so 3 other guys.
One of the regular priest then. Okay, so Jermay is the 17. 2 fail, and Jermay succeed, but barely, and the other monk manages to dodge out the way. So, okay. Well, the good news is these guys are dead. They're just fried instantly by that chain of lightning. This guy over here manages to take half damage, so he's almost fried. And Jermay takes a nasty lick from the lightning, but is still going for now. So he's looking nasty, but is still fried. With that, and most of the other monks dead, are you going to use your moving action, or are you leaving it there?
He's gonna like mildly panic for a moment and then run behind the bell.
Okay. And with that, we need to Grick, you are up.
Yeah, I think not having any experience in this sort of fight, I'm still going to continue to hide where I am at the moment.
Okay. If you're trying to study them, I can say that for a freebie, you can make the insight check if you want to try and get a grasp of what the heck's going on here. Okay, you get the sense that the dragon is definitely the much more driven of the two. Marcus is still treating this fight like a game. Class is definitely more dead set on killing him. Unfortunately, she seems to be having tunnel vision, like she's purely focusing on him and is kind of forgetting everything else around her, which is both a good and a bad thing in this scenario. And it's up to you what you want to do with that information, but if you don't have any other actions, we will cut back to Maldrath.
I think caution's better here for the moment.
Fair enough. Maldrath, you're up.
Right, let's have a crack at this.
That just misses, I'm afraid. You come into Sammy, but he manages to parry the spear away. He seems that, despite his size of being a gnome, Jermay appears to have been more trained in the battle arts than he led on.
Alright, I'll use another luck roll to see if I can score a hit on him.
Okay.
Oh, damn it.
That did not work.
Right, well, throw my spiritual weapon out, see if that can do anything.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not holding my breath.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Holy shit.
That is a hit! The spiritual weapon slams straight into his back whilst he was busy parrying away the blood sphere. Which in a way was lucky. Adds 10 force of force damage. The blade digs in and goes, ah! Ah! And as he's still reading from that, I've just realised I accidentally forgot their turns. So, John, you see that and look at you, nod firmly, but still very clearly sweating and trying to make sense of it all, and running towards the bridge along with these guys. The two of them continue to swing back and forth, but this time around they start throwing this way. And Greg, I am gonna need you to make me a dexterity save as these guys start to take their brawl straight around.
Oh boy.
Okay, before this stall is destroyed, did the guards do the smart thing and get the civilians out, like I told them?
Unfortunately, the guards were too slow and awestruck to actually do their jobs, unfortunately. This civilian managed to just sort of throw themselves down the slope. Doesn't mind what bruises or cuts he takes. This person, unfortunately, is taken out instantly. Meanwhile, Rick, you take... Maybe the last flowers ever. You take like 30 bludgeoning damage as these two creatures collide straight into you.
I'm perfectly safe behind this flower stand. Oh no!
Okay, these two are running away for dear life. That guy's just watching everything petrified. This person runs away. And he leapt off and he's just fallen on the ground and recovering. His wounds like, ow, ow, ow. More priorities, but still ow.
Gotcha.
Meanwhile, Jermay continuing his... here he goes. Oh, interesting smell. Behold! And he summons his own spiritual weapon right behind you. And it is now going to attack
Give it an evil beard. It's a mirror universe.
Hey, my character's got an evil beard. Wait, I mean a normal beard.
Okay, I am going to have to use this gun, my spiritual weapon, but add...
Oh,
my God,
wow.
This guy.
Okay, so you take 8 points of force damage as this blade digs into your shoulder from behind. This guy is going to aim with this mech. Okay, I just realized I'm using the wrong stat, so ignore that roll. You get it. Oh, he gets to make 2 attacks because he's a slightly high level priest, so that's a 17 and a 15.
Both misses.
Okay, so you're able to fight through the plane to deflect them both. Actually, you know what? I'm going to say that mace is this guy bravely trying to swing at you, but you're able to backhand that away. This monk is going to charge towards you, and with advantage, because you're still under the effects of Guiding Bolt, try to hit you.
I don't have my mage armor on. My shield, that will still hit if I cast it, so it hits regardless.
You take a graze on the arm as he strikes you, and then, just because he can, he's going to summon his own spiritual weapon.
Oh no.
It explodes! Actually, no, I'm going to say, wait, why is the spell not working? Why is my weapon not coming forth?
Caliber be like, stern fatherly disapproval.
What are you guys doing down there?
Meanwhile, this guy is going to try and guiding bolt you again. And that's a miss. You were able to duck out the way this time behind the bell.
For whom the bell tolls!
Hey.
Nice. And with that, Maldrath, I need you to make a dex save since you were hostile to Jermay.
Damn right I was hostile.
You are able to avoid that. You only take 10 points of radiant damage as, again, the suit of armor shoots a beam of light directly into you. And we've already had Maldrath's turn by mistake, so now, Keldrin, you are up.
They really got a whole lot closer than I thought they would be. I'm just going to stick around the rest of the slope. If I didn't work. Okay, explode earth. Boom! I'm gonna cast erupting earth underneath the giant poop bag, and I'm gonna upcast it to level 5. He needs to make me a dexterity save, please.
Okay, well, let's find my dex all it is.
Yes!
That's a fail! Okay, go ahead and roll all the damage as you explode.
42 damage!
Yo!
Okay, he is going... As you explode straight into his face, you can see him glow with a bit of power as these rocks blow right into his face, so he reduces that damage. He then steps back with an annoyed look and yell, "Who is getting these uppity ideas of getting involved here? Because I know for a fact these dragons cannot cast this." as he cracks his knuckles in frustration.
Anyway, this square is difficult terrain now.
Okay, good. No, he is angry. Right. With that...
I'm back here.
Okay. With that, Jean, you are up.
Okay, so people look like they're heading south, right?
Most of them are, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna have words with those guards later, I swear.
I think they're dead.
You go grab the corpse. How dare you!
These two up here are still standing around.
I mean, they were not prepared for this. No amount of training prepared for this. Anyway,
True, but
go ahead.
But by this point, they should know to take orders when disaster strikes.
They're one day away from retirement. What do you want them to do?
I'm gonna go around and say just a general radius of people, because I have heard Marcus's proclamation. I know whose spell this is, and I'm going to distract him. I will call to the others, just generally. People of the Spirit, hear me. This place is under the protection of the Silver Stakes and the Order of the Silver Dragon. As for the two of you, if you have any semblance of decency or honor, stop this madness in the name of the true gods, or learn what we do to pretenders.
Make me a persuasion roll.
30.
Wow.
Okay. The dragon pauses a moment as you say this. The Marcus, on the other hand, just glares, snorts, and goes, "You know what? I do like you. I really do. But here's the thing. You keep saying these damn names like they mean a goddamn thing. I mean, what does that mean? Who is a silver stake? Why should I care? And also, this silver dragon. This dragon's more impressive than that. And you know what? I am getting fed up of all these petty interruptions. Fed up!" He then swings his maul down into the ground, and then I am going to need you 60 feet. Oh my. I'm definitely going to need Jean to make me a strength saving throw, but I'm also going to... Okay, it looks like...
Oh boy.
It's going to need Jean and Grick who's going to need it, and...
Villagers are strong, right? They'll be alright.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It strikes the earth with such force that it throws both Jean and Grick into the ground, like you guys are not completely prone. And as this happens, there is a rumble. This rumble, like echoes can be heard. And up in the bell tower, you guys are about to fight it when the rumble causes it to shake, and then the magic circle begins to set off, and they smile and go, it's happening. Fate has triggered it. Behold, Maldrath! Behold! The explosions go off everywhere, and one part of the town, and then another. It's all becomes a blinding chaos of loud noises, bands, explosions, roars, rubble, debris, dust, smoke, and eventually all you can see is blackness. There is, for all of you, there is blackness and silence for a long moment. But then all of you see the same vision. You see the image of Maldrath. You recognize this. I'll say Lazar as well. You recognize this as the image of Kellenvor. The rest, not. As you are all aware of this figure, maybe not of each other, but you all see this vision. He looks down at you and goes, "The wheel of fate has begun to turn. Destruction and more chaos will follow if we do not act. Have you not seen enough? Are you not willing to lend us your aid? There is a long pause, and you hear another voice from within. I am aware of what is at stake, but tell me, do you believe these people are worthy of those power? Do you believe that they are worthy of the sun god's aid? And that's where we're going to leave tonight's session, folks.
Oh! No!
Tim, what?